Hey guys, Calamel, welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing Doctor Who reaction of Series 12, Episode 2, Spyfall Part 2. So last time, before we get into it, I would just like to say thank you so much everyone for the overwhelming, great response that the Part 1 reaction got. It was mind-boggling to me that we managed to get 500k views from a channel that only had about 113 about a week ago. It is absolutely crazy. Thank you guys so much for the positive response. I am overwhelmed and so happy that you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you to everyone that's subscribed as well. I really hope that you enjoy my content in the next coming weeks/months. I hope you guys stick around for quite a while. If you want to go and follow me on Twitter, the link will be in the description, twitter.com/CalamarFlynn. If you want to go follow me there for just any sort of tweets that I make, whether it be random stuff or just talking about Doctor Who or anything like that. But anyway, let's get to the reaction, So last time we watched Part 1, and Part 1 was actually quite funny because after I made the video, I looked at everybody else's reactions and thoughts on the episode, and funnily enough, I was one of the more negative people on the episode. I didn't hate it, and I did say this in the comment section because I didn't hate it, and I did say it in the comment section because there were quite a few people that I guess took it that I was being overly negative on it, or not negative, but I was actually speaking quite positive a lot during my review aspect of it, the review portion of the video. But I did say, not only in the video but also in the comments, that the reason why I had a big problem with the episode was because of there were a couple problems plot wise and like just dumb decisions characters made, but there was also like the exposition. I think there was too much, but I understand that it's a two-parter, so that is a little bit more figurable. The comedy was like a really bad part of the episode. It was not good overall. I didn't like it at all, and just the overall dialogue wasn't great. Writing wasn't up to snatch. Writing just wasn't up to scratch really. But yeah, that's really all I really thought. There were obviously parts that I liked, and I did talk about them. And yeah, I think a 5 out of 10 right now is fair for me, because I think the episode was average with just a really good ending. If the comedy, honestly, if the comedy was like stripped out of it, it'd go up to a 6 probably, because I think the comedy really just took me out of the episode a lot, and also the pacing as well, because the pacing was very chaotic. I never felt settled within the story. But yeah, we're getting on to Part 2. So we have so many plot threads we've got to get through. There's the Master. Which point in time is this Master from? Because I had to think about this, and I think a lot of people did as well. I did say on Twitter as well that this Master obviously has to be explained at what point in time this Master is. Where is he in his timeline? Because, for example, if this Master is after Missy, that's a big problem, because that undermines Missy's character arc in Series 10. So if it is after, then I have a big problem with that. We have the light creatures, who are the alien spies. There's a theory that someone said in the comments that they could be the Vord from classic Doctor Who. I haven't actually seen the story that they're in, but a lot of suggestions put towards that it actually legitimately could be, because the company that Barton owns is called Vord, and the creatures also look like the Vords from classic Doctor Who, so that's actually a big possibility. And the other one is we have to find out what is Barton getting out of this? Why is he only 7% non-human? So we have to find out about that as well. So there's so many plot threads in this second part that need to be resolved. Hopefully Chibnall can pull it off. I'm really hoping he can. There's no excuse that you go in with low expectations, because this is hyped up and so many people really loved the first part. Even though I wasn't one of them, I'm still expecting this to be good, because it needs to be, because of Part 1 set up with a great ending. It needs to be good, and Chibnall needs to pull out all the stops to make this a very coherent second part and a satisfying conclusion, you know. But also Jodie needs a big performance. She needs a big performance, because if she doesn't live up to this story, then I just feel like, I said this on Twitter, but I just feel like that she's just going to be known. She's going to be known as the most basic Doctor there is, because every single Doctor has depth to them, regardless of their popularity, regardless of how well received they are and their stories. Each one has depth. Right now, Jodie has no depth at all. So this is her time to show us that she is the Doctor fully and properly. If she doesn't, then she never will. That's just how I see it. She never will. She'll never prove that she was the right choice. Not even just like a woman could be the Doctor. It's more just she was the wrong choice to be the Doctor. I felt that if they wanted to go for a female Doctor, they could have gotten someone better, you know? But I'm hoping she proves me wrong. I'm hoping Chibnall proves me wrong. And I hope that part 2 is good. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's the fucking Master. Let's get into Spyfall, part 2. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Master does. Here we go, lads. Here we go. Come on, Chibnall. Please don't let us down. Please don't let us down, Chibnall.
All hope lost.
Ryan Sinclair.
Another! Even better. What are you? Pathways? People always get so offended. What are you doing in my liver again? Hello?
Come on, Jodie. Come on, please. You're better than this.
Where are you? We're going to die! Can't ride a bike, but I can fly a plane. I'll drop you your plane.
So he didn't put the Doctor in that realm.
For
Ladies and gentlemen, see
Oh.
the incredible shrinking device. Want to be smaller, ladies?
Tissue compression. Oh. The music is very good. But he's acting a lot like John Sim without the story, like I said last time.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry.
Yeah.
How did you escape? How did you end up here?
Yeah, he's not involved. Yeah, he's not involved. So are they actually Guardians? I don't know. Oh Jesus, where the hell did he go?
No, friends, family, colleagues.
Sound of drums.
Followed on social long you last.
Yeah, it is like Sound of Drums.
As a token of appreciation from his master.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course it was the Master. Oh, now Ada's gonna be... He's gonna be drinking tonight.
He said that he knew the Doc when she was a man. And that first night we met, she told me and Grace that she'd been through something called regeneration. Like her whole body had changed. Which we will, because she is safe somewhere, of course, right?
right.
In a confined space like that, you're having a laugh, ain't you? That wouldn't have been very smart, would it? And besides which, I forgot to read the instructions. Well, we was in a rush.
That was a decent scene. I actually quite liked that. I hope we get a scene between them and the Doctor in conflict. Uh-oh.
Inside, quick.
Well, the Master must be here because we can hear what they're saying. So... Oh wait, is that the Master? Are you kidding me? Yep, of course. I was literally saying the Master must be here and he's right there. I do love the Master's theme. I really like it. And there's a whole bunch of variations that Akinoda is doing. Jesus Christ, how many are there? Well, they're screwed. They're completely surrounded.
So that you could be the first.
Ah. I'm assuming that was his mum. I mean, they're not going to be there. Come on, Chibnall, you can do better than that.
And now he wants me dead, whereas I am a big fan of being alive.
I'm also a big fan of being alive.
You alright?
So far, this episode is not what I thought it'd be.
Who are you people?
It's not terrible so far, but it's...
Promise.
I don't know. I'm a little bit disappointed so far.
These are the dark times.
Wait, I've just realised they got away with some things.
Now we're taking your phones and we're gonna raid your GPS. How's that for smart?
Ryan?
Why did you...
On the plan?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, Ryan. You're...
This is a very personal code.
Oh. I think that was kind of obvious. Yeah, I think that was kind of obvious.
She is wise and unafraid, and I believe
You've just met her. This speech, that kind of speech doesn't work with side characters you meet within the episode you meet them. So this alien spy has always been there. They try to gather information and stuff. The Master's under control over them. Barton is... I don't know what Barton's doing. Killed his own mum.
I took a trip home. To Gallifrey. Someone destroyed it. Our home.
You're lying.
You should really take a look.
Sending Nazi information to the British.
Uh-oh.
How are they all connected?
I don't know. But you're going to figure it out, aren't you?
We can do anything. I can send a text to every device on this planet. Funny, right? Except, not a joke. We must be useful for something. Well, the data tells us we are. You know the most efficient type of hard drives on planet Earth? Over 7 billion potentially incredibly useful hard drives on this planet. All that's needed is to reformat the whole of humanity.
Anyone feel like this is something we should be worried about?
Yeah, I feel like you should be worried about it.
Welcome to the end of your lives.
Use your shoe on the machine.
It doesn't make any difference.
Oh god, hi Master. Uh-oh.
First her, then you, then you.
Oh. That's not good. Oh, this is awkward.
I think that might have been me. And I'll admit, it was close.
What did you do?
We stopped by his office. Middle of last year, using your TARDIS, I built a failsafe into that machine. Planted a virus. If it ever detected the massing of a Kassavan army within its systems, total shutdown.
So they've been around for 6 months. Uh-oh. Maybe. Oh. Well, that's great. You're trapped there now forever.
When did you last go home? You should really take a look.
Oh, is she going to Gallifrey? So what's happened to Gallifrey? Oh my god, what's happened to Gallifrey? Oh! What the hell has happened? What the hell has happened to Gallifrey?
When I said someone did that, obviously I meant
You.
I did.
Yeah, you did it.
Everything we were told was a lie. Built on the lie of the timeless child.
The Timeless Child? Yeah. What is the Timeless Child? What the hell is the Timeless Child?
It wasn't for me.
Who are you, Doc? I mean, really?
was born on a planet called Gallifrey, in the constellation of Castorberus. I'm a Time Lord. I can regenerate my body. I stole this TARDIS and I ran away. I've been traveling ever since. The Master was one of my oldest friends. We went very different ways.
Man, it feels nice Jodie actually, like, talking about,
Loads.
like, Gallifrey and all that.
Another time.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
We're not safe out here.
Why is he in Doctor Who? So that was Spyfall Part 2, and I'm sorry to say, but I didn't really enjoy that. I was quite disappointed by that for a couple of reasons. One, it did not go the way I felt it should, because it felt like that. I don't know how to feel about that. It felt so disjointed from the first part. It didn't feel like it was the same story. It's very odd. Like, it's not terrible. It's not a bad episode, but I would say it's disappointing, because I feel like that the best parts of this episode were after the main plot was resolved. When the Doctor went to Gallifrey, the Master, that's when I'm like, I want more of that. I want to know what you're talking about. What's the timeless child? What's the lies that the Time Lords were given on to them? What's the lies of the history of the Time Lords? I assume that will be the finale, or will be referenced throughout the entire series, but we don't know. We don't know what the lies of the Time Lords are. I'm a little bit worried because Chibnall is making big changes to the lore, so I am very hesitant to see what he's going to do. But the Master destroyed all Gallifrey. Damn, he just wrecked it all. On the Master, actually, I found his performance quite odd, because I felt like he was very John Sim with no backstory. I said this in part 1, but he definitely felt like John Sim without the backstory. I think he felt like End of Time Master, but there was no substance to it. And I know I say that a lot of people are going to say, but John Sim in End of Time did have substance. But part 2, the conversation with the Doctor, I felt was something like that. And maybe a conversation like that at the end of this episode, I guess you could compare it to that. So, yeah. But the Doctor going back in time and trapped with Ada, and then trying to get back, felt... I don't know, this episode, I think, was actually even poorly paced than the first part, because this just felt like it was all over the place. I didn't think anything really settled, nothing really settled with me. It felt like there were so many distractions in this story, and again, the exposition, it's not good writing. It's just, I don't know, it's not interesting. It's just the Doctor is talking, she then figures it out as she talks. And I said this at the beginning, I was very disappointed with Jodie in this episode, because she didn't really feel different. She didn't really feel like she was under massive pressure. Considering it's the Master, come on. The Doctor would be way more serious and way more focused to get back than she was here. Like, she was focused, but I feel like that she was still cracking the same jokes that she normally would in any other episode that she had. Yeah, I was very disappointed with the Doctor in this episode, because I felt like this should have been Jodie's time to shine, and she didn't. And it really upsets me, because I want her to do well. I really do. But now I'm starting to think that maybe she was the wrong cast. I think I'm starting to really slowly feel like Jodie is the wrong person to play a female Doctor, because I don't feel like she has that edge or that element to her that makes it just grip you grips your heart and tears it out, and you feel so emotionally attached to her. I don't feel that with this Doctor, and it annoys me because, for example, I watched Broadchurch after she was announced as a Doctor, and I thought she was great in that. Obviously, two different characters, but in terms of acting, her performance in that was so much better than anything she's had in her entire run. And it annoys me because I want her to be really good, because I know how good the actress is. And it's disappointing when you get a story like this and she's not giving it her all. I feel like it's just that it felt the same as last episode, and it felt like the entirety of series 11. And it's just making me feel like that she was just the wrong casting. I think Chibnall got it wrong. I feel like you could have gotten so many different actors or actresses that could have played this role better. That's just what I'm starting to feel. And some people might be upset with me. That's fine. If you like Jodie, that's completely fine. Power to you. If you like her performances, that's fantastic. But I'm saying how I feel, and I feel like that she is not right for the role. I'm starting to think that. Obviously, we're at the start of the series. We're right at the very start, and obviously it's a Chris Chibnall episode. This wasn't well written either. I would say slightly better than the last part in terms of writing, and there were less cringy jokes, so I'll give Chibnall that. He did restrain himself there, but still, it didn't feel smooth. It didn't feel like it was at a gradual pace, and it just felt like that. The plot resolved, and we just like, oh, I resolved it, and here's how I did it. I explain it. It's lazy. It's lazy. Disappointed because I really enjoyed the ending of part 1, but this just wasn't a worthy conclusion. So yeah, that's the Doctor and the Master. I felt it was quite disappointing, but I will say I did really like the scene between them on top of the Eiffel Tower. I will say I did like that scene, because it felt like when they were talking about Gallifrey and the Time Lords, it felt like, yes, this show's Doctor Who. That's what this show's about. Or at least that's the history of the show. That's the only times it feels like Doctor Who properly again. And it's really disappointing for me, because I want to love this show. I want to love the writing. I want to love the episodes. But when it doesn't feel like Doctor Who properly, it really annoys me, because I want to love the show. I really want to. Ryan, Graham and Yaz. Yaz was actually... I felt like we could have got... I wish there was a bit more of them. I feel like the only scenes I really liked with them was when they were talking about... Well, we don't really know much about the Doctor, It's them realising that they've just gone through this whole journey head first, and they haven't really stopped to really think who she is. And that's what the scene at the end was for, that they actually kind of know who she is now. Not massively, but they need to learn more as time goes on, Ryan, Graham... I think Graham was... They weren't really existent to the plot at all, and the whole they were put under threat thing, I think, was just used to create tension, I feel like, for them. And also, they managed to just get away from the things just by shooting it. That was really confusing. I might have missed something. If I missed something, then I'll obviously watch back on the episode. But yeah, I was just... They felt like a very big B-plot. Barton... He escaped, so is he... God, this is another Chibnall villain that's just ran away and makes it feel like they're going to come back somehow, in some way. It's very odd. I don't know, but the whole, the plot was for him, that he wanted to make everybody, basically, in a sense, into storage, in a sense. I don't know. I felt that wasn't fully developed, and I was disappointed because I really think the best performer in this two-parter was probably him. I think Barton was the best performer. And it's annoying because it felt like his plot was kind of pushed to the side. Because I felt... And it's annoying because I really was interested to see what these guys were like, what these creatures were, what Barton was doing, why is he 7% human, and it felt like all the resolutions were disappointing. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Music was great, as it normally is. I really liked the music. I think the Master's theme I really liked as well. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. I think the direction was fine, cinematography was fine, nothing really else to talk about. So what rating am I going to give it? I've been talking pretty negatively about the episode, and if people like this episode and they like this two-parter, that's completely fine. You can like whatever you want, but I just felt like that it was not good enough. I feel like that this two-parter really let its conclusion really let itself down. I feel like, and that's disappointing because I felt like the ending of part 1 was really, really good, and there was a lot of hype. You know, there was a lot of hype going into it, and I feel like it didn't deliver. So I'm going to give Spyfall Part 2, I think I'm also going to give it a 5 out of 10 because I feel like it was... The reason why is because I felt like the comedy in here was slightly better and there was less of it. So that doesn't really affect me as much as Part 1 did. I felt it was kind of the same. I found it was kind of the same with a few good scenes that I really liked, a few little character moments that I did like as well. But I feel like this episode was just quite disappointing. So overall, since I both gave them 5s, I guess overall that Spyfall is a 5 out of 10 story. It is disappointing because all day I was actually really looking forward to it. So yeah, it's a 5. Yeah, and if people are upset with me that I think I'm being harsh on it, that's fine. Please voice your opinions in the comments down below and let's have a discussion about it. And I am fully willing for my opinion to change if we talk about it. I'm more than happy to. So yeah, disappointing, and that really upsets me because I really wanted this to be good. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's hope that all the guest writers for the rest of the season really bump themselves up and make some really good stories. You know, I really hope so. But yeah, Spyfall Part 1 and 2. Part 1, I would say, is technically better, but the comedy brings it down. Part 2 had less comedy, so that doesn't annoy me as much, but the story and conclusion was quite disappointing. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. There's obviously the side characters that I felt were just kind of there as well. They would kind of just put there to just relate to the plot. I don't know. It's odd. There's not much else I really want to talk about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time in the next episode of Doctor Who Series 12. I'll see you then.